This video's not doing any justice. It's the sunset for me. I wanted to do an episode about some of my personal struggles with the holiday season. Seeing is that we're so close to the holidays. Today is what day is it? It's Sunday. It's Sunday, November 19th, 2023. I think it's like 5:30, 5:45 or something like that. I'm eating. I just got some pizza. Thanksgiving is one of those weird holidays because it's like, what are we really celebrating? Like, how does the genocide of Native people, indigenous people, translate to a holiday where we overindulge because we can, just because like we're grateful that we can. I don't understand the relation. So already, like, it's always been like weird, like, why do we celebrate Thanksgiving? Are we saying that we're sorry? Or that we're thankful that we're not dead? Or that we're not on the other side of that genocide? So that was always wild to me. I started thinking, like, I would say definitely in my adulthood. I don't think I can remember a time in my adulthood. Okay, I can remember a couple. Not many. Like, since I've moved out of my mom's place, 17 years old, I can remember, like, hosting or, like, putting on, like, maybe 3 Thanksgivings where I did the whole song and dance. And it was always tiring, time-consuming, stressful, you know, underwhelming. And I usually got out of it, like, less grateful than when I was going into it because of all this time and energy I put on food that wasn't really appreciated or wasn't enjoyed, or whatever the case. It didn't really feel like good after. And then Black Fridays after, so then yeah, fucking spend all my money. It's just a weird holiday. It's always been a weird holiday. I like spending that day these days sort of in solitude. I'm all for gatherings. I've gone to plenty Friendsgiving dinners. In fact, I've had a couple friends invite me to a couple different dinners with their families. And that's another weird thing. I don't know. With some people, maybe it's different. For my personal experience, being alone is mostly been a choice. I kind of never really understood when people invited me to their families to be like their third wheel in their family, or like I was even married. I'll get real. When I was married, it was just awkward for me, kind of, because it's a holiday that is sort of like geared around spending time with your family. And yeah, we were a family, but they weren't really like my family. They were just strangers, essentially. It always just felt awkward. So I remember sitting out a couple Thanksgivings, or not Thanksgivings, or Christmases, or, you know, these family outings where it's like geared around your biological family, and then you have these people who don't have a family, or who is away from their family, or chooses to, you know, have no family, or whatever. I don't know, like they choose to be alone. How does it really work out? A couple years ago, during van life, I've always been invited to, you know, a family's house, and it's always been kind of like very appreciative, but I sort of, you know, it is what it is. It's awkward. So I remember going to the Golden Corral, or like a buffet for Thanksgiving. Like my first year of van life, way back when my dad passed away, 2016, I was dead ass by myself, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to and it was just the same. They had everything that other, like, you're still overindulging, you're still eating more than what you need to eat, and you're still grateful. I just don't understand why it relates to the history behind Thanksgiving. So I've been contemplating this year, sort of transcending what all these holidays mean to me, and I know I'm just rambling right now. I'm kind of just sort of like getting it out because it came into my head. Like, I don't really know what any of it means to me. At this point in my life, I would say that it's for me, it's about community, and it's always about love, whether it's self-love or giving love to other people. If you can, then just do it. But yeah, I'm in that part of the season where it gets quiet. It gets peaceful, but it also gets like eerily too peaceful. I don't know. So, in other news, today's the 19th of November. It's hard. It's hard out there for people who don't have support systems or community. So basically, yeah, right now, it doesn't really matter where you come from, who you are, but that you feel that you are a part of something more. So yeah, I'm not so sure what any of this means. I wanted to touch also on alcohol abuse, but I didn't want it to be sort of like sappy or like educational or preachy and stuff like that. I just kind of wanted to share my experience. And it's just funny how, like, even with these videos, these testimonies that I post for the world to see exactly what I'm going through, like, there's a lot of it that I choose not to put out there for my own personal shame or perception or guilt, whatever reason I choose not to. Privacy, to share everything. There's a lot of stuff that I don't share. This is gonna be one of those videos. I'll just put it out there because maybe someone needs to hear it. Like I said, I'm not trying to preach, I'm just trying to share my experience. September, it's November. September, a couple months ago, I must have had an alcoholic beverage of some sort, like, every day that month. It was a very high volume drinking month for me. Most than I've drank in my life. Well, at least since I was like 18, or 21, since I was way young. I've not drank this much alcohol. And I knew what I was doing, and I allowed myself and I guided myself down, and it kept, you know, going. Choosing to see how far was I comfortable with myself. Like I knew after like the first 2 weeks, I was like, wow, I've had a drink every day in 2 weeks. Keep in mind that I was immobile. Like my van broke down. I was going through some stuff. Mentally trying to disassociate. So I had nothing but time on my hands. In fact, I probably could have got my van fixed sooner, maybe a week or two sooner, if I just didn't spend that money on going out to the bar. And I wasn't even like getting beers or drinks to bring home to drink in my own privacy. Like I went to the same bar every day until I became a usual, till when I walked into the bar and they started making my drink. I didn't have to say anything. I walked into the bar and every bartender, whatever time of the day, because I went at all times of the day for a month, that whole month. So yeah, and that bled into October a little bit. My bartender knows my first name. He knows my drink. This is the first time that's actually been a thing for me. I've never had a bartender or a drink or a usual or a regular spot that I go to, or had a regular routine. It's like go to work, get off work, do your other stuff, go get a drink. And keep in mind, like I work graveyard shift, so yeah, just do the math right there. Like there's a lot of days that I was working more. I was working more days than I was not. That bled into October. And about halfway through October, before Halloween, I consciously decided to see if I was actually like struggling, or if I'm just like bored. And I went 7 days. I drank on Halloween for sure. I went 7 days before I relapsed. This is very small scale, but you know, it applies. Yeah, that bled into November. I decided, again consciously, that for real this time, I'm not taking any drop. I have not had a drop of alcohol. It's been 19 days. I'm pretty sure it was a couple days. No, I did drink on Halloween. So Halloween was my last drink. And it's not really anything to like brag about, because I don't really feel like I was really struggling. I just, for a personal struggle, as someone who's never abused alcohol, I've abused many things. Drugs and even alcohol back in my really younger days, but it was very like out of my element, out of my my normal programming, and I was sort of just pushing myself, still kind of pushing myself, because I'm realizing that I probably do have a problem. And it's every day. Like every day I just choose life. I choose to just not drink and to keep going. Yes, weed definitely helps. Nicotine helps. Exercise, fresh air, being able to talk to someone, I think is very helpful. In September, I already had the weight of my van like not running. Very depressing month. So I didn't want to talk to anybody. So I did keep it all to myself. And even now, like this is me talking to someone. I still haven't really like come out. Okay, I did talk to one friend during that 1 week before I relapsed. It's like, hey, I'm not drinking this week. And then actually I like went and got a drink right after I left her place. Talking about it triggered some feeling. It's real. Addiction is real. So there's that. I know I have in my family even, I partially believe in genetics with addictions and stuff like that. But I do observe it. I know both my parents have, in my eyes, have abused alcohol. Like in front of me. So, yeah, I know there's things I should just look out for. But yeah, it's an everyday thing. Like I said, this is just my experience. I don't really have, like any advice. I'm not trying to like give anyone advice because really, you kind of have to go through it to know. But you can do it. Absolutely. Yeah. This is very therapeutic for me. So thank you for listening and for watching.